How many prime ministers did the UK have in 2022? Which of these TV puppets is gap-toothed? Which of these brothers were famous aviator pioneers? Which of these operas is set in Europe? Odin and Loki. Which of these mammals is typically the tallest? Which of the marks? Which of these is a slang term for an American dollar? What does the word desiccated mean? Which of these is a book published? Which of these is a fish and not a mammal? In 1919, which of these sporting events was famously fixed? Laverbread and Bara Brith are specialities of which region? What does somnolent mean? What other US state has a name that rhymes with Nebraska? In which of these years Kodak? Which of these civil engineering projects opened first? In bingo parlance, which number is click it? Which city hosted the only Lily Allen's LDN? Which of these words best describe? Which of these is a slang? Tinker Bell is the fairy friend of which literary figure? Which TV comedian was once a Hampshire milkman? Stay With Me was whose third #1 single? Stay With Me was who? What type of joint is the human knee? The hertz is a unit of what? A solfele is an old sailor's term for the end of what? A solfele is an old sailor's term for the end of what? Ugly Naked Guy was an unseen character in which TV? The pogo is a dance associated with what? A frontal lobotomy was performed on what organ of the body? In terms of size, which Bank of England note is the largest? In the song, The Trail of the Lonesome Pine, the Blue Ridge Mountains are where? In which game is it possible to commit a foul known as fudging? Bronchodilators are drug. A pair of single beds fixed one on top of the other are called what? What term is used in American football for a close grouping of players? What two words feature in the title of a 2013 film starring Steve Coogan? Which series of video games features Wild World and New Horizons? Solar irradiance is the energy the Earth receives from what body? Which of these is a printmaking technique that uses acid to etch the image onto a surface? In what classic video game must the unnamed protagonist defeat the Grand Vizier Jafar? Yusuf Karsh was noted for his work in what field of the arts? In which year did Queen Elizabeth II's coronation take place? What type of tradesman is most likely to install a residual current device? The cantata is a type of musical work that derives its name from an Italian word meaning what? Most countries that boycotted the 1976 Summer Olympics were from what continent?